one of my friends.
Yeah.
The question was, if let's say a revert converts to Islam, or let's just say a regular Muslim, if they follow the Quran to the letter and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is it enough to go to Jannatul Firdaus?
Go to heaven?
Not just heaven, Jannatul Firdaus.
Where?
Jannatul Firdaus, like the top tier heaven.
Jannatul what?
Firdaus.
Firdaus.
Is that, well, let's just say like the top tier heaven, for example. Is that enough?
What, just so you mean not accepting the Ahlul Bayt?
Well, like I said,
because if they follow the Quran to the letter, then they follow the Ahlul Bayt. إِنَّمَا وَلِيُّكُمُ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا يُتِمُّونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ. That's ayah of the ayat.
Right,
or أَتِيُوا اللَّهَ وَأَتِيُوا الرَّسُولَ وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنكُم. That's another one about the Ahlul Bayt. Or, for example, أنفسنا وأنفسكم أبنانا وأبناكم نسانا ونساكم. That is ayah of Mubahala.
Right.
And there's 213 that I can explain like this one. That's all about even other ayahs that, okay, it's a little bit more hidden, but there is the behind meaning of it. The sha'n and nuzul is something else.
Right. I mean, it was a conversation debate with the Sunni, so technically, let's just exclude the Ahlul Bayt, for example.
Okay.
What would the response be excluded?
Yeah, so I'll give the whole general theology behind who goes to heaven and who doesn't. So, the vilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen is one of the shurut, as in one of the necessities of reaching heaven. That is definitely. And everyone will be asked, and we have a hadith that everyone will see Amir al-Mu'mineen in their passing when they're going to the next life. What does that mean? Does that mean that, for example, if someone in, I don't know, Uganda has never heard about the Prophet, does that mean that they're going to go to hell? No, definitely not. Anyone to the ability that they have had on this earth, however far they go, and if they've actually acted upon it. Okay? So sometimes someone might even be brought in Canada or America, but in the family, all they've heard about Muslim is terrorism. So they've never had even the opportunity to it never even came to their mind, okay, let me go see, maybe these guys are, there might be some truth into it. Okay? So, in that case, if they've been a good person, if they've actually acted upon what they know, when they die, they reach Barzakh. It's not the end. It's actually, we have another world, okay, Barzakh. In Barzakh, they will show them, there's another exam, there's other examinations, okay? And if there they pass it, so they accept the vilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, then they can go to heaven and they will reach heaven, according to how much they've acted upon what they know. So, but in general, is the vilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, for example, needed? Yes, all of the ma'sumin's vilayat is needed to go to heaven. We have hadith for this. For example, another hadith that is mentioned in Sunni books as well, like Sahih Bukhari and others, in their authentic books. We have a narration that says, Rasulullah mentions that if anyone dies and doesn't know the Imam of their time, they will die a death of Jahiliyyah. Jahiliyyah meaning the death of the Arabs that were worshipping idols. Yeah? Meaning that, okay, you're doing shirk. Okay, so Bismillah, who's your Imam then? Yeah? And that's one of the best ways where we prove the Imamat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, because we say, okay, everyone, Shia, Sunni, all the sects believe that Hazrat al-Zahra salamullah alayhi is a lady of heaven. Who is her Imam? Okay, even if you don't believe in the Shahadat of Hazrat al-Zahra, they believe that there was a dispute. Okay, definitely they weren't their Imam, right? So who was her Imam? She's mentioned it 100 times that her Imam, and she did bay'at. That's one of the key points, that after Qadir, Hazrat al-Zahra came and did bay'at with Amir al-Mu'mineen. Okay, so then her Imam is, and are we not supposed to follow Hazrat al-Zahra salamullah alayhi? We are supposed to follow her. So this concept of imamat, it's not just, it's a pillar, it's an actual pillar of religion, and you need to believe in it. But then it's the same case that if someone has never even heard about Islam, in the next life they will be told to them. We have big narrations from big alims, for example, like Hafiz. You know Hafiz? Like the poets, or like Rumi, for example. Actually, Hafiz, my teacher has a book, a handwritten book that Hafiz himself wrote at the beginning, that yes, I was because there's a debate if he was a Sunni or Shia. I was a Sunni, but I became a Shia. So for example, Rumi has a narration where when he reached to a certain, because these are very spiritual people, right? When they got to these high levels of spirituality, they saw the truth of Amir al-Mu'mineen and they became Shias. If they didn't accept it, they would have dropped down. So later on they became Shias, some of them. People like, for example, Maulana Rumi, or like, for example, Hafiz. So it is a shart, but depending on the person, depending on the situation that they're brought up in.